when the world doesn't care about Thailand anymore. What will happen to Thailand? According to the research from KKP, investors are overlooking Thailand due to the reduced competitiveness and multiplier structural problem. What is happening in Thailand right now? NMan will give you an answer. Welcome to the podcast จะเล่าให้ฟัง The series powered by Blocked application. Want new idea? Try Blocked. Warning signs of economic problem in Thailand are hidden in many dimensions. The first dimension is the investment in financial assets of Thai market is decreasing marginally. Did you know that in the first quarter of 2021, Thai investors have invested more than 300 billion baht in international assets? The second dimension is the foreign direct investment. The number of foreign companies is decreasing its investment in Thailand every year compared to the original country. Meanwhile, Thai companies began to spread their investment abroad. Another important dimension is the loss of competitiveness in exportation. 2021 is the time where different countries in the world are recovering from the COVID-19 pandemic. Regional exportation increased rapidly in the following year. But the warning sign of Thailand is the recovering progression of Thai exportation compared to the other countries. Why is that so? It can be divided into two aspects. Thailand has a lower share of technology-based export than its competitor. Meanwhile, the consumption of foreign consumers toward Thai products are lessened every year. Why is Thailand competitiveness decreasing? The answer is that Thai economy has a complex structural problem that is hard to fix. What are the challenges of this structural problem? The first aspect is Thailand's five main export commodities: electronic devices, electrical appliances, automobile, are currently facing challenges. The exportation of this commodity have slowed down and the commodity haven't been expanded as much as before. The second problem is the market share of Thai export product is not increasing. For example, the market share of the exportation of electronic product of Thailand in 1995 is at 1.42%, and 23 years later in 2018, the market share is only 1.45%. The growth in 22 years gap is considerably insignificant compared to regional competitors like Vietnam. In 1995, Vietnam has no exportation of electronic products, but in the year 2018, Vietnam has exportation of electronic product market share rose to 4.1%. How can Vietnam do this? From the research from KKP, the exportation structure of Vietnam have developed constantly so that Vietnam can be competitive in the international market. In this period, where people start using smartphones, the smartphone market has grown expeditiously. The structural exportation of Vietnam have been adapted to the supply chain of smartphone devices. As a result, electronic products accounted for 20% of Vietnam's total export, and not only electronic products, but agricultural products, which used to be the product champion of Thailand, are being challenged by Vietnam. In the year 2018, the agricultural product of Vietnam has a market share of 1.48% compared to Thailand at 1.99%. The differences are marginal. Moreover, other difficult challenges are the five main export commodities of Thailand are lacking the technological advancement. The first group is the electronic product. Thailand doesn't have the resources in producing chipset or semiconductor, which are the main components of smartphone. Meanwhile, the electronic appliances, which used to be the main export of Thailand because of the direct investment from Japan, has been decreasing slowly in the following years. In the automobile sector, Thailand is the center for producing internal combustion engine cars, which are at the risk of being replaced by an electric vehicle. The fourth component is agricultural products, which are currently facing challenges from competitors because our production productivity is still at a low level. And the last aspect is the petrochemical industry, which is Thailand's last hope, is facing the risk of higher costs of goods in the future. Meanwhile, natural gas production in the Gulf of Thailand began to decline gradually in the past year. This is only the first layer of the problem. But the second layer of problem is Thailand is not capable in the production of high-tech products. Thailand can only be the contract manufacturer. If we look at the growth structure of Thai export over the past 25 years, we can see the decline in the export of high-tech products of Thailand compared to other countries. In the year 2019, Thailand accounted for 19% of the total export of high-tech products compared to Vietnam of 28% and the country in Asia of 26%. Moreover, the average growth between 2010 to 2019, the electronic products, which are Thailand product champion, have grown by only 2.2% in the past following year. Meanwhile, countries in Asia have the growth of 6.6%. In short, the problem is with the structure of Thailand export. The structure is old-fashioned and it is dragging down the performance of Thailand. In addition, another worrying factor is that Thailand is only the contract manufacturer therefore for the past 20 years. Thailand never know how to develop new technology and Thailand has never been a part of this technological advancement. Hence, technological transfer haven't occurred yet in Thailand. Moreover, aging society is one of the factors that is challenging Thai society. Aging society is another negative factor for the long-term growth of the economy. We can observe the size of the labor market of Thailand, the readiness of Thai labor, how bad currency gained its strength, and the lack of investment in research and development in Thailand. These factors are making Thailand less attractive among investors. In short, the last area is the government policy, which doesn't support long-term growth. Based on the IMD, Thailand was ranked 40 in 2019, even though Thailand's ranking is not as bad as other countries. But the major problem affecting the economic structure of Thailand is hard to fix in short term, which makes it harder to develop according to the world trend. One of the obstacles is the monopoly in the domestic market due to corruption. Corruption are the major problem in Thailand development progression. The problem in Thai labor quality. Thai laborers haven't been developed to become high-skilled labor, which meet the demand the world trend. Infrastructure problem of the Thai government is that there is no policy supporting the digital advancement in Thailand, and there are no regulatory reforms that are ready to attract foreign investment in the long term. All of this is the infrastructure problem that slows down the competitiveness of Thailand and pushing Thailand toward two big turning points. The first point is that Thai economy in the past relied heavily on export and tourism. This factor may not be successful like before. If Thailand doesn't improve the export structure to become more effective, Thailand won't be able to compete with other competitors. Labor in the market will lose their job. This will cause a shortage of money circular in the economy system as a result. Thai economy will face a harsh downturn. Another turning point is the trade deficit of Thailand, which used to be imbalanced will become more balanced and this will affect Thailand's financial position. The question is there any way out for Thailand? According to KKP Research, KKP proposed 4 different ways to support the economical and technological advancement in line with the growth of the world trend. First is to improve the manufacturing quality, improve the education, lessen down the regulatory process in developing a business, improve the quality of workforce in Thailand to become high-skilled labor. The second point is market accessibility. Understand the fundamental of the market and how to expand the export product of Thailand. To become competitive in the world market, Thailand has to develop its unique product and services according to the world needs. The third part is the modern infrastructure and geographical factors such as transportation. Improving tax regulation and exercising tax rights including the technological advancement, the preparation of ICT and high-speed broadband. And the fourth point is to develop a quality economic institution, especially promoting competition in the domestic market and free of corruption. If Thailand can reform the old structure system, Thailand would become attractive in investor eyes once more. To conclude the analysis from KKP, it's an interesting economic outlook of Thailand economy.
การลงทุนในความรู้ไม่มีความเสี่ยงผู้ลงทุนควรกดติดตามลงทุนแมนได้ในทุกช่องทางเริ่มจาก Subscribe และกดกระดิ่งช่อง YouTube ของลงทุนแมนไว้ตอนนี้เลย